Hey everyone. Okay, so I promised that I would go live again and do a dairy-free, gluten-free recipe. This is our Mexican quinoa recipe. It's actually really good and it's easy to change up if you don't want to be vegetarian or whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started because this has to cook a little bit and this video is going to probably take a little bit longer than the other ones did. So start off with doing 1 cup of quinoa and 1 cup of vegetable broth. So let's get this all measured out here. So, all right, so there's the 1 cup of quinoa, and this is 1 cup of vegetable broth. And hopefully I remembered to bring everything over here with me so I don't have to go to the other side of my kitchen. Hello, Beth. I know, I don't normally do this on my page, but I did it the other day and apparently a lot of people have liked it, so I figured, you know, a couple of times going live on this page as opposed to my separate Pampered Chef page that I now have. All right, so we've got 1 cup of quinoa and 1 cup of vegetable broth. This is one of our new teak spoons that came out a couple of months ago. Really, really like them. Nice rounded handles, so easy to hold on to. All right, let me get this popped in the microwave. Okay, so that part's going. Let's move on to the next step, which is to cut our bell peppers and our zucchini and all this good stuff. So, first thing it says to do is to chop the red pepper. Okay, so my red pepper, our forged utility knife. These actually have a lifetime warranty on them. I have a customer who had another version for like 20 years and dropped it and broke the tip off of one of her forged knives, and Pampered Chef simply sent her a whole brand new one. So they're really great. So I'm going to chop these up using our quick slice, or as my husband refers to it, the mater slicer. But I love it because, I mean, that quickly I get perfect little sliced bell peppers without having to deal with all the other stuff. So simple, so easy. All right, so there we go. That quick and simple. We've got our bell pepper chopped up. Now we're going to do zucchini. Again, just using my utility knife. Cut these in half. I'm trying to read if y'all type anything, so if I miss it, I promise, after this is all over and done with, I will go back. So I'm just going to put my little zucchini pieces on here and do the exact same thing. Just dump them here into my bowl. Such a great little item. I really do love this thing, because I really stink at cutting even slices. If you have problems with that too, by all means, shoot me a thumbs up, because I am really, really bad at it. I can't cut a smooth, straight line when it comes to cutting vegetables. I inevitably have one side thicker than one side thinner. It always happens. Okay, so there we go. So that quickly, look, the bell pepper and the bell pepper and the zucchini are both chopped. Okay, and we are actually going to use our kernel cutter. Try saying that one really fast. So these are my ears of corn, my little kernel cutter. And makes it so, probably ought to just do this on top of the bowl so that way I can have to deal with that. And I love the fact it just is so much easier and safer than trying to do this with a knife. I've done this with the knife before and I slip and everything else. It was quick, wasn't it? I love my quick slice. Like I said, John calls it the mater slicer because that's what we use it on a lot. I actually have two because at one point when he was working out of state, he stole mine and his exact words were, "I'm taking this, you need to order another one for you." My kernel cutter would probably work a little faster if I didn't have a zucchini stuck to it. All right, so there we go. We've got our corn, we've got the bell peppers, and let's see here. Okay, I actually still have 5 minutes while I wait on that, but I can go ahead and do some of the other things I need to do. Our smooth edge can opener. I have always hated manual can openers until we got this thing. I just hated them. And I really kind of like this one, and it makes a nice smooth cut. John doesn't cook back, but he does make a lot of things that require, because as he would say, sandwiches must have tomatoes on them. So he cuts a lot of tomatoes. Actually, I cut tomatoes. As he says, he cuts maters. One of the things that drives me nuts is the fact that he calls them maters. I'm over here draining my black beans, rinsing them off. I'm using, this is our little can strainer. Love this thing because it just literally fits on top of the can to drain with. All right, so that part is done. Tuck some of the stuff out of the way. Now go ahead and get my tomatoes open. It's been a little while since I have made this recipe, but it's a really good recipe. If you're into gluten-free, or if you're not into gluten-free, but you're into high fiber, this has quinoa in it, which is a really good item. If you're not familiar with quinoa, it is, let's see if I can show these things. They are like these little beads. They're really good, they're really good as far as protein. 6 grams of protein. So there's that. All right, let's see. We've got our cans open. Kind of clean up a little bit of this mess I have made here. I don't think I need that anymore, and I don't need that. Kind of have a mess. I moved over to this side of my kitchen today because I knew I was going to be putting stuff in and out of the microwave. And I forgot my garlic press. Don't need that anymore. We're almost done. 2 more minutes. If you have a question about any of the stuff I've showed so far, by all means, type it in and I'll try to answer it while I'm sitting here waiting for my microwave to finish. For those of you that are just joining, this is our Mexican quinoa bowl. The recipe is actually, the way the recipe is done, vegetarian, can be vegan. I have to laugh. The first time I ever saw this recipe prepared, one of my uplines was making it, and she was all finished, and she's sitting there squeezing sour cream all over the top of it and says, and this recipe is even vegan. And I just busted out laughing. I went, Christina, this recipe quit being vegan the moment you put sour cream on it. Major is over here hiding. Why am I not using the cup I got you? It's in the cabinet. I'm sorry. Y'all want to see? Well, I got a few minutes. Here, I'll show y'all the cup. So this is the cup my sister had made for me. I'm sure it's probably backwards to you, but it says Dr. Pepper on this side, and on this side it says, this girl runs on Pampered Chef and Dr. Pepper. And anybody that knows me knows I am rarely without a Dr. Pepper within arm's reach. I'm pretty certain if I ever needed a blood transfusion, all they'd have to do is mainline a bottle of Dr. Pepper and I would probably be good to go. All right, we are almost done here. Waiting on this. Grab my little thing so I don't burn my fingers. These are our little microwave grabbers. I love, love, love these things. Okay, so now that this part's done, let's flip this out. And, okay, so we're going to just simply stir in all these veggies that we did. All right. And I'm going to add in 2 cloves of garlic. This is a nice fresh head of garlic because it is tight, tight, tight. It's not wanting to give up the cloves that easily. There we go. I finally got 2 cloves pulled off of this thing. Okay, so we're going to just squeeze these in here. Probably should have put a bag in my kitchen sink because I've got all these little pieces thrown off in my sink here. All right, so there goes our garlic. Just give this a good stir. Thinking I might have needed to use my 4 quart instead of this 2.5 quart. Okay, so now we've got 1 can of fire roasted tomatoes with the juice and the can of black beans that have been drained and rinsed. Just gonna mix these all in here. I really love the rock crock container because, ooh, apparently I think that's what I need to do. I need to change. Said it's it's been a while since I've made this recipe. I didn't realize how much this recipe actually made. So let's see here, we're gonna dump it into this 4-quart pot here. Like I said, I probably should have thought about this a little more. Didn't realize how much this recipe actually made. Get it all out here. Get this into my 4-quart. This is probably one of those times when I get to use my little line that says, "We're pampered, chef, we're not perfect chefs." And if I was a perfect chef, I would have known that I probably needed to use my 4-quart instead of my 2.5-quart on this particular little deal. All right, so we've got all of this in here, and we're going to add in now the recipe. Actually, hi Michelle. The recipe actually calls for the Tex-Mex, and I apparently don't have the Tex-Mex, so I'm just going to use our Southwest seasoning. Again, that is the beauty about cooking and not baking, is you don't have to literally go verbatim by the recipe. You can switch things up and, you know, add extra of something, take something out. It really doesn't matter. I always like to say, when it comes to cooking, recipes are just a guideline. They're not a set of rules. Okay, so this is all mixed up here, and I'm gonna pop this back in the microwave. So I'm going to pop this back in the microwave for another 10 minutes, and I'm not going to make y'all sit here and wait for this to finish. Like I said, that's basically all there is to it. Whenever I take it out, you can simply garnish this however you want. If you want to keep it vegan, fine. No sour cream. Add your avocados, your cilantro, whatever you want to top it with. If you want to change it into a meat dish, change the vegetable stock out for chicken stock or beef stock and add chicken and beef. Purely up to you. By all means, find a recipe that you like, give it a shot, play with it, mix stuff up, and don't be afraid to experiment. You know, cooking should be fun. Cooking should not be something that you totally dread doing. If you would like to learn, you know, some other easy, simple recipes, let me know. Let's get a party booked for you. I will show you and your friends some different recipes. One of my other favorite recipes is our toasted orzo and shrimp, which makes in about 20 to 30 minutes, super easy. And it can be changed up too. Switch the shrimp out for chicken, whatever. I mean, like I said, recipes are purely a guideline. They are not a strict set of rules. So have some fun. I will look forward to talking to you all again. I will post a picture of this whenever I take it out of the microwave in 10 minutes. Talk to you all soon. Bye.